Hi, I'm Allison. I'm the marketing director with Randol Pharmacy. I'm here today with Patrick, our pharmacist in charge at Randol Pharmacy. We're going to talk a little bit about seasonal allergies and how we can find relief to get us through this pesky allergy season. Hi, Patrick. How are you?
Good, Allison. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Can you tell me a little bit about how I can develop seasonal allergies and what time of year they're most common?
Sure. Yeah. So seasonal allergies, also known as allergic rhinitis, typically happens in the spring, summer, and fall times of the year. And each time of year has its own pollen that can cause seasonal allergies. In the spring, we're typically looking at tree pollen. In the summer, it's grass, and then in the fall, it's going to be weed. Right now, we're actually experiencing just kind of an early tree season, and so we're having some issues because of that.
So how would I know if I'm experiencing seasonal allergy symptoms during those times of year that you mentioned, and not just common cold symptoms? How do I prevent them from happening?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good question. So typical symptoms of seasonal allergies present as runny nose, watery eyes, nasal congestion, itching and sneezing. A good way to prevent these things from happening, you definitely want to keep your doors and windows shut, keep the allergens from coming inside your house if at all possible. You also want to avoid going outside at peak pollen times, which would be early in the morning and in the evening as well.
Okay, and I know that everyone's allergy symptoms, can be different. Is there anything that you've brought here today to share with us to treat, mild symptoms?
Sure. Yeah. So the first thing I'll typically recommend in the pharmacy if someone comes in is an antihistamine, which would be Claritin, Allegra. Our newest product over the counter in this class of drug is Xyzal. These drugs typically work to help reduce all of the symptoms we talked about: sneezing, runny nose, that kind of thing. They also work in about 2 hours after you take them. And so it's recommended to take them at least 2 hours before you're going to be close to an allergen or outside dealing with pollen. They also work really well if you take them on a daily basis continually.
And when my husband's allergies seem to kick in, they last a long time. What would you recommend him taking for his more persistent, severe symptoms?
Okay, for persistent symptoms, I would actually recommend a nasal spray, such as Flonase and Nasacort. They are actually the best treatment for seasonal allergies. However, some people don't like using a nasal spray. They prefer a pill. Your nasal sprays also can take up to 7 hours to start working. And so if you use a nasal spray, you want to make sure you're using it consistently every day. But again, that would be probably the best option for him.
Okay, that's great. I'll definitely have to share that information with him when I get home. Mm-hmm. Anything to help relieve his severe symptoms and give him a little bit of relief. I do feel pretty fortunate not to get, sick whenever I live with someone who has severe allergy symptoms. I do have this aching feeling, though, sometimes under my eyes and on my forehead during some seasons. What exactly causes that?
Sure. Yeah. So another symptom of seasonal allergies is nasal congestion. And that can present as pressure under your eyes, mm-hmm. maybe, on your forehead. Some patients also come to the pharmacy telling me that they feel like their ears are stopped up and maybe they can't hear. That's also related to nasal congestion. And what I would recommend for that would actually be Sudafed. Sudafed is really just for nasal congestion. It works to relieve the pressure and the swelling in your sinuses and kind of open all of that up. And just a quick note on Sudafed as well. I have patients that also come in and they're very concerned about raising their blood pressure. They don't want to take anything that may increase their blood pressure. Sudafed is actually okay to take for people that are on blood pressure medication. If your blood pressure is well controlled on medication and you're having good readings with your blood pressure, it's fine for you to take Sudafed.
And if there's someone that's not wanting to take an actual medication, is there something they can use that we sell at Randol Pharmacy that can offer them relief?
Yes, yeah. So lastly, let's talk about the neti pot for people that are looking for an alternative to a nasal spray or a pill. The neti pot works really well. You just use saline to help cleanse and rinse out your nasal passages. It works best when you use it 3 times a day. I do just want to say, however, that you don't want to use tap water with the neti pot. You want to make sure that you boil your water or use distilled or sterile water, not only while using it, but also while cleaning the neti pot. But it is a very good alternative to our other products we've talked about today.
That's some extremely useful information that you've shared with us today. I want to thank you for sitting down and answering my questions. I hope that what I've learned today, I can better assist our customers at Randol Pharmacy and offer them some relief with allergy symptoms.